Hey everyone, in this video I'll be ranking the top 5 strongest ground type pals in Palworld's 1.0 update. Ground types have some really interesting passives, mostly around giving you increased efficiency while you're doing like mining or gathering stone. We also have some that are going to increase drops on some of the most farmable pals in the game with Menacing and Menacing Terra. We also have our own status effect here with Muddy, which can get, it will increase the amount of grass damage you deal by like 2 times the amount. And of course we got Doomud Guild, the best gold farm in the entire game. We also have some that increase the amount of breeding speed you have with Braloha. And you guys know the deal. We'll go over some honorable mentions here first before we get into obviously the strong ones like Sekhmet and Anubis. But Rush Ore being a really great pal early on in the game because it's got its own skill here, Reckless Charge, which lets you break down ore and stone really quickly while using this. And it's also really good at destroying stone naturally. So that's a very solid early game one. Likewise, a little bit later on to the game, Mamorest has a similar ability, increasing logging efficiency. This just means how fast it takes to clear down trees, as well as their mining efficiency here. And they also get their earth impact, which is a huge AoE, great for mining and going after resources. If you like climbing Gora Rat, Terra here increases your climb speed by 100%, which unfortunately the Gora Rat normal neutral type is much better. Now something interesting got updated today in the update with Tactical Terra. Now previously it used to say it would increase your damage by 100%. Now it's been correctly fixed to just say 40% there. And one of the best early game and even late game movements techs is use Hang You here, which will change how your glider works and enable slow ascension while gliding. What's great about that is you can use your grappling hook plus this to cover large distances quickly. We also have pals like Dig Toys, which will do a spinning attack, which can just destroy ore, which is really great for farming. And you can also pair this with Reptyro or Reptyro Crystal here, which will decrease the weight of all ore types by 65%, and regular Reptyro will increase it by 60%, so you can actually stack these here together. We also have pals like Gildane. There's not many that change your types to ground, just this one here, and it increases its attack by 20% there. We also got Gumas, which is great for if you're gathering wood, so a lot of them actually will decrease the amount of weight of your overall collectibles. Same thing here, Tactical Terra, Sulfur, and Coal. And actually going to be an honorable mention is Agitron. I really like Agitron. I wish it was better, but taking 80% less damage from explosive attacks and immunity to stun is nothing really that great. It does have its own attacks here like Missile Burst, which are great, but it just misses the mark compared to the others that we have on this list. And newcomer today, actually, this is always a ground type, but Snock Terra used to be called Snock Lux until today's update. So yeah, welcome to the Terra Club. Not turtly enough for the Turtle Club, but getting into our 5th place best pal, I have to toss this to, we're gonna go with 2 of them here, Prickster. Both of these are good. Prickster also has some pretty great animations, but what makes this pal so powerful is it fits on 2 distinct strong builds. So with Prickster here, it's going to increase your attack damage against those that are inflicted with poison by 65%. It also has the exclusive skill Upper Smash, which applies poison, 100 buildup, as well as Poison Blast, which is another way to apply poison. You'd want to use this with something like Dandalord here, which can apply poison easily as well, or Venusa. So what is great about this is poison actually stacks with other statuses. So if you have, let's say, Burn on the target, you can also apply poison to them. Not just this, it also has a very high attack stat. It's actually very good offensively. And if you want to look at Prickster Lux, this is the best pal in my opinion if you want to go against like Panthalus, for example, or the final 8th tower boss with Xiaolong, because they're both water types, which is weak to our electric type here, which this changes your attack to electric and increases it by 50%. Why this is so good is because you can use something like the mechanical bow here, which has insanely high damage. If you're doubling that on a weak point, you can absolutely just destroy any boss in the game. Furthermore, you can pair that up with something like Cryolink's Terra, which I would love to throw in this list. It increases the damage to weak points by 60%. You can also throw on other pals here like Van Worm and Van Worm Chris, which will increase your weak point damage by 50%. Whenever you increase the weak point damage by that much, when you're changing your type to electric, which is getting double damage and a further 50% attack boost, this is really crazy. There's also Beacon and Hell's Zephyr Luck, which will change it and increase it by 20, but 50 is bigger than 20. These are 2 very powerful pals, and to show how they stack up against some of the others here, like for example, if we're looking at others, they got 35k damage on Prickster Lux and 3400 damage there on Prickster Normal. Compared to like Mamorest, which you'd think is a strong pal, 2700, these are all with the same passives abilities here. And other pals just don't really compare, like even Surfan, Menacing Terra, Warsex, which is strong, Cryolink's there, 3200, 35, 39, and 3400. Very powerful pals with great partner skills, and that's why they're in 5th place. Now in fourth place, we have Catgirl Sekhmet. Now, what makes it so great is two things. You want an alpha version because the regular version here will increase the efficiency by 60% if they are working on a work base. These are actually separate passives, and that's what makes it crazy because it'll boost Anubis's work speed. So Anubis is already really good, but it increases it by 60%. This is a separate one. So Sekhmet will always have a 60% boost if working at a workbench, workshop, or related facilities. Also counts as mining. You can see this by whenever they are actively working, you'll see their work speed increase. Now, the reason it's so crazy is that if you have an alpha Sekhmet, it is 400% increased speed. This is absolutely absurd. Now, this is something that got recently, there was an update today, and this did not get changed. This is likely something that was meant to be intended. Now, what's great about this too is because you are going to have a great boost to all these workshop stats, and you can increase its stats, which are already pretty solid, by using like the books to further boost up handiwork, transporting, and mining, three of the most important skills. But Sekhmet also has some really powerful abilities there. Yeah, that is crazy. So what Sekhmet has for unique skills is a somersault scratch, that's what you saw there, and also rolling scratch. So two really strong moves makes it really good in a lot of situations. Now its attack is like, it's a respectful amount of attack here, but you can see here really cool animations, and it dives in on the target and just absolutely nukes everything in its path, and then does a little funny run away whenever you beat him. And yeah, its attack stat is respectable there, 35-39, which is the same as Prickster Lux. So yeah, that is stronger than a lot of the other ground types in this game. So that makes Sekhmet not just a good offensive PAL, but one of the best base PAL in my opinion, because of its great work speed if you have the alpha variant. Now next up in third place, we got Moldron and Moldron Christ. Now Moldron Christ is not as good because Moldron's special ability here will increase its attack by 8% for other fires or ground type pals in your party. And there's enough coverage here with ground and fire to be actually able to get a full-on team here. It is respectable stats here in kindling and mining, but what it looks like, we got 5100 for its overall attack stat, which is incredible. Moldron Christ does not have that same ability. It's going to increase the damage dealt by players' ice attacks when hitting the enemy's elemental weakness. They reworded this so this is more clear. Now this means, what this means is if you're fighting against a dragon type pal, you're going to be doing 40% more damage with your ice based attacks, which is obviously good because there's a lot of good dragons in this game. So they're both good for different reasons. The regular Moldron, just a general purpose high damage pal, and then Moldron Christ, just good against overall dragon types. You do want to have a party full of ground types to fully get the Moldron effect. It does come with some exclusive skills too. Both of them do. We got Magma Laser and Spit here, which are Moldron's exclusive skills, and it does get a good amount of different ground types as well. Whereas Moldron will get Ice Laser and Ice Spit, kind of the antithesis to it. And I gotta say, Magma Laser is a really cool ability there. Big beam and then boom, just exploding it up like that. It reminds me of Cyclops' ultimate from Marvel Rivals. We also have the Magma Spit here, so you can just do a like large spitting attack. It's really fun. So yeah, it's really good. Being able to lay down lava like that is incredible. So you got that for damage. And then we also have the Moldron Christ, which I'll show here. I really like the Ice Laser though. So you just go ahead with this big beaming attack. You can also move it. So if you want to hit two areas here, you can create a large area of effect so that enemies are just having to deal with that. And then we can go ahead with things like Ice Spit here, which same effect is going to create an ice surface below them, and it does like a very solid amount of damage as well, and even freezes some pals. So yeah, Moldrons are very good, and honestly, if I were to pick one, it'd just be regular Moldron, but if you're doing any type of dragon farming, you'd want to have Moldron Christ. Now, I really like pals like Duelith Noct here. Very strong and a great base pal, but not good enough, unfortunately, for the top two placements here. It does have a lot of good base skills as well. And also just want to quickly mention, I forgot to earlier, Pure Dawn here, which will increase the damage against muddy targets by 65%, which is really nice. But for our second place best pal, we're looking at Anubis. Anubis is obviously very strong. It comes with its own 3 exclusive skills with Spinning Roundhouse. Roundhouse. It also has Forceful Charge and Ground Smash. But it also will change your attack type into ground and increase the attack by 50%. So this is great if you're going against electric types. And it'll occasionally evade enemy attacks. It's got Sand Division from Cyberpunk or Mastered Ultra Instinct. It's really strong. Yeah, you see it there, just absolutely 76k damage. Absolutely absurd. It is really strong. I find this pal to be really fun too. Like Anubis is obviously like a classic Palworld pal. Roundhouse kick, just absolutely decimating, and then shooting out its own crap at targets. So yeah, it's a very powerful PAL. Being able to change our type of damage into ground is nice, despite there not being like a lot of electric type charges, except for if you're fighting against like an Anubis, he will turn into an electric type himself. But you see it there, very fast, moves around a lot, deals a lot of damage, and if targets attack it, it's so good at just dodging them. So yeah, that makes Anubis a really good PAL. He's missing horrifically there. There we go, one shot in them, 37,000 damage. It is really powerful. That is what I'm, I guess, going with here. It's great on the base too, though, because of its great mining skill. When fully condensed, it gets an 8 in mining, 8 in handiwork, and 6 in transporting. But you want to have a Sekhmet nearby to give him that 40% boost to his overall work speed to get this up even further. So yeah, Anubis, the GOAT. And you can see his attack stat is actually the highest base stat of all ground types, 3953 here with the current setup that I have, which Agidron is close with the 3800 there, but everything else 34, 32, 35 with the Sekhmet, Moldron with 38, which obviously gets boosted up quite a bit, and then we have some others here with some lesser stats, but our number one best ground type PAL, Nochlum. Nochlum is so insanely powerful, and it even released a further powerful Nochlum Ignis that got released with the 1.0. What makes Nochlum so good is not its, well, obviously its base stats are great, but its special ability, Steel Guardian Mode. What this does is whenever Nochlum gets this activated, it increases its attack by 200% and defense by 200% for limited time. So it's regular 3988 in my inventory here. Whenever we activate this, it's going to further increase that. It also has the Ground Cutter move and a lot of other really powerful ones alongside it. That is his exclusive attack here, but whenever you get into a fight, you basically, oh, he's just destroying everything nearby. Basically what you want to do, bring it out for your fight, he will destroy things, and then activate its special move here so it goes into its Kaioken mode, and then whenever you look at it here, if we go to its attack stat, it's now 7664, so that's where it gets all its damage from, is its main skill. What's great about this, he's mining away. What's great about that though, is you can actually use its skill here and use different types of moves. So you can put fire moves on, you can put electric moves on, and it's got the attack stat to make it one of the strongest in the game. Nochlum Ignis is a little bit better, but ground type is only weak to grass, so if you're going against something that's like, well, there's a lot of water types in this game that are really good that get countered, so Nochlum can be a great counter for that because it learns a lot of moves from skill fruits, and again, getting its attack set up that high is incredibly powerful. Also, same type attack bonus in this game is only 20%, so you're actually getting a way better value out of Nochlum as your like dedicated grass, electric, fire, water, you name it, type attacker, because it's getting such a crazy boost to its stats from its ability, Steel Guardian mode there. So that's what makes Nochlum so powerful. It is an absolute beast, and yeah, it is just destroying this Sorolite here, even though it should not be even attacking that. But yeah, strong PAL, really fun to use as well. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the subscribe button below if you enjoyed, and I hope you guys all have an incredible day. We'll catch you in the next one.